I'm very excited for this ace match. 3v3 every time there is a tie between the two teams, with both teams taking 2 games apiece. We go to the final 5th ace match, because this is the best of 5, which means you need 3 games to win the game, the whole matchup, and we designate the final match to be a 3 versus 3, winner take all. At the big game hunters map that has tons of resources, and unlike the 1v1s, you actually have to work. You have to figure out what your surroundings are. You have to figure out. You can't do the standard builds that you do in 1v1, where you go for tech, you expand. You don't have time to expand in a 3v3. You have to actually work with your teammates. You have to go for a fast battle instead of waiting it out for the carriers. You're not gonna even have time for carries most of the cases.
It depends how lucky you are with spawning. If you get, say, 2 Protoss or 3 Protoss in the bottom corner and you're all together,
right.
carriers are actually a really strong choice, because you can just forge expand. And,
assuming they give you time to let you build carriers. Remember, this is a 3v3, and
the big thing is it's all about how well you can defend with the cannons, because when you play stuff like Race Wars, which has like 9 or 10 people in, the amount of times people get carriers and just win the game is kind of crazy. I guess we'll soon see, though, as we start off this set, and we'll see what happens. Could this be a quick one like it was last week? Could this be a long one? Big Game Hunters is known to go on for quite a while, so it should be interesting to see. We've got the spawn positions now as well.
Alright, you want to do the bottom ones, and I'll do the top?
Okay, so in terms of Zerg, in the the only 2 Zerg in the game, actually, in the 6 o'clock position we have the yellow Zerg representing Team Momo. iopg, or iopq, I've got that from you, damn it. And then in the bottom left, also representing Team Momo, I believe, we have Aicy.
Yeah, and this is a pretty good position for these 2 Zergs, because they're pretty much near to each other.
Yeah, and also they've got 1 choke that they can defend to defend both of them.
Exactly, and also the red Protoss at the 4 o'clock position. Yeah, 4 o'clock position is actually, or 3:30 position, it's actually also representing Team Momo xccam. So this is actually a top versus bottom, because now we have the teal Terran Napoleon at the 9 o'clock position. We have the white Terran iNs.DNH representing also the Twin Towers of Zenital, Postmodern, Practicality, both teal and white, as well as the brown Protoss, which is RulzBoooM.
Yeah, so the one unfortunate player here is going to be Napoleon, because he has 2 Zergs directly by him. He is going to wall off using the gas as well, which is quite a good wall. He is in a pretty volatile position, though, just purely based on where the Zergs have spawned.
And we see 2 gates happening by xccam. We have, and they're also chatting in team chat, so both players cannot see what's going on. We currently hearing from Team Napoleon saying, "Oh, I see a Zerg right below me. Like, I know Zerg because that Overlord just came from bottom."
Yeah, so Napoleon is apparently going to wall up and go straight for vultures with mines. DNH is going to wall as well. By walling where DNH has, he actually secures the other main as well if he wanted to expand, and the natural, so he can go up to 3 bases really quickly. It looks like he's telling the Protoss to go up to Corsair.
Yeah, he's going
so they can deal with muteless. Meanwhile, the red Protoss is going for 2 gates, fairly common. And the Zerg has gone for some form of pull. He's sending out his Zerglings, both of them. Looks like they went for the same build. So they're going to try and get some early damage on. They're going to scout that there is a Terran.
I believe they're going for the 9 o'clock position. Napoleon sees the Zerglings and saying, "Oh, links out, links out! We need to..." Zella is also coming in, supporting those links. On the same
so this is going to be very dangerous for Napoleon. He's going to need to get some SCVs and fast. If they break down this, supply depot, they could actually just kill Napoleon straight off. The Zealots are coming over as well. There's absolutely no resistance from the other players. One of them's actually teching up. DNH is too far away to help with just Marines with only 2 barracks.
And I told this earlier, but you need to work together. You cannot be by yourself. You have to be a team.
Yeah, so what he's actually going to do here is really clever. Due to the position of DNH, he's saying lift and go to his natural, which is to the top right of him, and try and get as many SCVs out as you can. Now, this will extend Napoleon's life as well, because if he can actually secure another base, he's got a wall of DNH as well. Right. DNH is going to bunker. He'll finish off the wall as soon as all these SCVs come back in, and he's going to block the SCVs or the lings with the SCVs as well. So this was actually a really good move by the Twin Towers of Zenital Postmodern Practicality.
There we go.
And it actually looks like, rather than dealing with the wall, they're actually going to go straight for the other Protoss who's trying to cannon up.
Right. And they're telling the Protoss player to go for full defense. Cannons up in multiple places. But there is just so many units. And the Terran forces cannot help their fellow ally because of the location.
Yes, the Terran players don't really have enough units to actually come out and help. So RulzBoooM is going to be in for a very big problem here. He does have enough for another Nexus.
He does!
So we could see them all run behind... there's another base behind the NH's wall, so...
But no, the Zerglings that's coming in. Try and snipe those. No, actually, they may make it! Those
they're going to make it. The Zealots, the Zerglings aren't going to be able to catch them quick enough. And there's enough Marines behind this wall for him to actually go and build a Nexus in the top left.
It is kind of funny. Wow, that probe actually blocked the way of those two Zealots. And it seems like the DNH is going to actually carry for his teammates right now, for the time being.
Yeah, so DNH is a very simple wall with a bunker, a supply depot, and a barracks. Is going to now house his 2 refugee teammates in his own base.
But this also gives a very strong position for the other 3 players for Team Momo, because they haven't been attacked at all. They could do whatever they want on their bases without a fear of getting attacked, because right now, TTZPP are in the very big defensive right now.
Yeah, so they're going to have to turtle up super hard. The Zergs, alright, well, one of the blue Zerg, especially Aicy, is going to start to expand. He's going to take that base just above him. It doesn't look like iopg is going to expand right away, but basically he is going to go into Lair. He's most likely going to go into Spire. We do see the Spire going up there. The Protoss is just going to carry on adding gateways. There was one very, very dangerous time there for RulzBoooM. If he'd have lost all his buildings just before that Nexus had gone up, he would have been eliminated. So rather than build, and he didn't even have enough minerals really to build a pylon and cancel it. Because if he did, he wouldn't have had enough for a Nexus.
The DNH actually does start moving out. He got steam, he got firebat, so firebat goes down. He does have medics, but medics are far away. There's only 1 medics.
Yeah, so Marine Medic's actually pretty good against Zealots, but against this many Lings as well, he's probably going to have to pull back behind his wall.
Right, and those speed Lings are really fast.
So DNH not really making any headway there with his units. He's going to move back. Looks like Napoleon finally does have his factories going up. He planned to do that at the beginning of the game. It's now 7 minutes in. He's got his first factory. He's building a wall with it as well. I'm not sure if he trusts DNH or not. I'm guessing he does, because I know they've known each other for a while.
I believe DNH was commanding earlier, saying, hey, no, Napoleon, go for mech while I'll go bionics. And he was also telling Boom to go for cannons to defend himself.
Yeah, he was saying get cannons in the mineral lines, but with the speed that the Mutalists are going to come out here, they're going to pop soon. He's actually building a few. He's got a few extra lava.
Dragoon range is up for the red Protoss. Range is up for red Protoss. Mutalist is in production for the yellow Zerg, and then we see also Hydralisk, I believe, for the blue Zerg. So we have a wide variety of tech happening between these 3 players.
Yeah, so we have vultures with both upgrading upgrades. I don't know why I couldn't say that. but basically that's going to mean they're safe from the ground. But until they get cannons and turrets, it looks like DNH has actually built a couple of turrets now, knowing that Mutas are a very likely choice. But they're still in a very dire position. The one important thing that Napoleon can do is tanks are very, very strong on this map.
Yeah. Oh, and there comes the push. That's a lot of Marines, firebacks, and medics, and they are strong against these units.
Especially the firebats. Firebats are insanely good against both zealots and zerglings.
Right. He cleans out those zealots. He cleans out those zerglings. The dragoons are running away. Can he control the mid?
In the corner. So DNH is in an actually very good position now to go and attack the Protoss, which about 5 minutes ago, well...
Oh, but Mutualists are up. Yellow Mutualists. Mutualists are up trying to harass, but there are turrets into the 12 o'clock White Terran base. Would that be enough?
I would believe so. They're in a very good position. DNH has clearly played this map a lot.
And meanwhile, while the Mutualists are trying to harass, we see the White Terran, the army, the TTZPP going for the Yellow Terran Yellow Zerg, who doesn't have any Sunkens, doesn't have any defense.
Yeah, there's no defense, and there's not enough units really from his allies to be able to go and help. There's mines in between, which are going to protect this push. The Hydras without any detection aren't going to be able to run through there anymore. And Yellow Zerg is in a very bad position.
Meanwhile, we have mines on the route to make sure the Blue Blue Zerg does not defend his ally. We got some.
I think Yellow's actually going to get eliminated here. I don't think Yellow can really do anything. They can't save any drones, so... If DNH just focuses his buildings, he's going to eliminate Yellow completely.
And Team Momo's giving them all, trying to defend this with Hydralists, Dragoons, and Mutualists, but it's not enough because the Marine Medic combination is too strong.
Yeah, so DNH has actually managed to hold off. He's going to attack the lair again, and once again it's just a case of eliminating these buildings. And I'm not sure, I mean, iopg doesn't really, well, he doesn't have enough minerals to make another hatchery, so
it doesn't.
They're actually going to be eliminated here.
Yeah, and if that building goes down, Yellow is eliminated. Oh no, he builds another at the last moment. He's trying to fight to the last moment to make sure he doesn't get eliminated, and there he goes. iopg.
iopg is down. It's now 3v2 again. That's crazy, considering both Napoleon and RulzBoooM had to leave their own bases to try and get back.
Right. Yeah, both of them actually.
I mean, they've built up again. They're both fully mining off the base.
And Lurkers are up for Blue Zerg, trying to get revenge on losing his teammates, making sure that those Marine medics cannot go out. And the White Terran, DNH, is commanding mines, mass mines.
More mines.
Yeah, because Lurkers are out.
I mean, this is going to be a strong uphill battle now, but Storm is out for xccam. Yes. And with Storm, that extra base, it's very possible that he may not go into carriers, but given the position he's in, carriers may be the best choice.
Carriers.
Although he is very close to the necking Terran, so this actually will be quite dangerous for him now. The position that started off as fairly good is now actually going to be a problem later on, I believe.
And the White Terran just they scouted that there's no hive, so he knows that they could push out soon. Maybe for Dark Templars, but they're doing their scouting with their scans. Only the White Terran has a scan. Yeah, Templar.
Yeah, so they've scouted the TOS Templar, so we should see Napoleon split up his tanks a little bit. But tanks on their own on this map, if they can build enough of them, it's very, very strong. So it's going to be very difficult for the Zerg and the Protoss actually to push in here. They're going to do what they can. Storm is going to be on top of these already damaged Marines.
Is there going to be Storm? Does he have the Storm tech? I don't see any Storms right now.
There's the Storm. It's crazy. Oh, he forgot Storm. He's moved in before he's only just started. He's only just started researching.
He just started researching. Oh no. That was a huge blunder right there.
Yeah, with Storm, that could have gone entirely differently. Now they're in a very bad position. I mean, he does manage to save 4 Templar.
There is a
Tigers lost most of their units.
There is a Dark Templar, and the other team already knows about the presence of Dark Templar. Oh, we see Corsairs coming out, trying to snipe those Overlords to make sure that
Napoleon with a pimping play as well, repairing all his damaged tank units because he knows he can't lose any.
We still see that Marine medic at the 6 o'clock position because the lurkers are there blocking the route.
We actually see some Corsairs coming out now, so the Stargate tech is up. So we could see very shortly a fleet beacon going up. That would not surprise me.
But Stargate being up not for the red cluster, but rather for Boom.
Oh, with the... Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, they were brown. They look like red to me for some reason. But yeah, we do see RulzBoooM going carriers. And this is going to be very, very dangerous.
And you were saying that the red Protoss had more of a chance to get those carriers, but now we're seeing the exact opposite. The person who got driven off his own initial starting position, going to a new starting position, migrating with his last remaining minerals to barely build a Nexus, now has enough resources to build carriers! Mass carriers!
Now, we talk about refugee Protoss in 1v1, but this is the true refugee Protoss right here.
I have never seen anything like this for a Protoss recovering.
He's rebuilding Aya with his tanks right now, with his carriers even.
Oh, Mazdell is going in! Storm!
Huge storm, and it's going to be
that is some good storm right now at the tanks. And Speedlots going for the damage. Could this be the turning point for Team Momo? Can they reclaim what they...
He's trying to get Boom to come and help, but his carriers don't have too many interceptors.
No, they don't.
Napoleon's probably going to lose his base. He's going to lose a lot of SCVs to that storm. And I don't think they have enough to defend. This has been such a back and forth 3v3.
Yeah, there is 7 barracks up for the White Terran, but Napoleon base goes down at the natural of the 12 o'clock. Those SCVs are suck. Do you see those Napoleon SCVs? At the bunker?
Oh yeah.
There was some weird glitch that was happening there.
Okay, so they've done a decent amount of damage to the forces. Napoleon's going to keep getting tanks at his,
off his base. No, he actually has more factors than I imagined. He actually has factors in Boom's Protoss base. 4 factories up. So
he doesn't have enough buildings.
He doesn't have enough space to build his buildings.
Well, you're going carriers, so all you really need is Stargates and Cybernetics cores, so let me use your base.
And he only has two Stargates, or 3 Stargates, but could only afford to get one, build one at a time, or 2 actually right now.
Yeah, there's 3 Stargates right now. Yeah, the blue Zerg actually went up to double check that they hadn't expanded to that extra base, and they haven't.
Yeah, so I bet they're confused right now, because hey, didn't we get rid of that brown Protoss earlier? You know, they were at the 1 o'clock position. I remember destroying all the buildings. How are they still around? Like, I'm pretty sure they checked the player.
Well, they did see the probes run away, so they do know he's still alive.
And
but
Kusar was
have no idea. The fact that Zerg and a Protoss...
Did you just see that? Kusars was sniping the Overlords of blue Zerg base, and because the Hydralisks weren't there to defend it, the blue Zergs actually supply cap 93 to 77.
The big thing is as well, RulzBoom's actually getting up to that critical mass of carriers, and I'm not sure they really have enough to actually deal with it. They don't really have too much anti-air between them. Hydras are okay, but against carriers, they could get microed down if RulzBoom's got enough experience with them.
And XCam just started getting Stargate up. Very late Stargate.
They're actually going to try and take all the bottom bases, fine. They're trying to get Napoleon to siege. They're going to try and take this base again. But
those Corsairs trying to snipe those Overlords again! Making the blue Zerg Aicy being supply capped yet again.
That's a lot of Scourge though, and if he chases them back, he's going to chase them directly into the carriers.
And I don't think they know about the carriers yet. They're going to see the carriers.
We'll do it in a second. Here we go.
Now they will.
The Corsairs actually turn around to try and kill them, but I think they did see the carriers.
They did.
So the Zerg is going to probably spam Scourge as quick as they possibly can.
Oh no, and there's a drop! There is a drop that's happening at the Blue Zerg main base! Marines and medics!
Wow. Huge drop of Marine medic as well. This is such a crazy game.
And it's doing a lot of damage in terms of the drones. I believe all the drones, except for the 2 bases, have been, no, there's actually drones alive here. But he does clean it up, he does clean it up. He did lose a Spire, I believe.
Yeah, so he lost the Spire and the Hydralisk there. And he nearly lost the Hive, but the Defilers came back quick enough.
The White Terran...
They're trying to get Boom to go a little bit faster
with
into
his
carriers.
How many carries does he have right now?
I would say there is about 6 there.
Oh, and there we go.
In the shadows.
At the 1 o'clock position. He got his base back, or he's in the process of rebuilding his base. There is those carries and Corsairs going into the red Protoss. Possibly try to snipe those pros and...
Hydralisks are pushing in against Marine Medic and Tank. Yeah, that's not a very fun position to be in. It looks like he will take out most of the Marine Medic.
And there is the carry! Carry is trying to go after the Stargate! The only Stargate the red Protoss had!
And the Arbiter Tech as well.
Right.
Zerg is going to need Sensitive Scourge to help. He's only got 2 Scourge there. And he's mainly got Hydralisk, but he's not going to be able to get there to help defend. And the Corsairs on their own should actually be enough to actually defend against the Scourge. So I actually think, despite, against all odds, the Twin Towers of Zenital Postmodern Practicality are coming back into this game.
They are, they certainly are. And Brown Protoss is being smart. He's sniping only those pylons to make sure those gateways are unpowered, so they can't build any units. So right now we just saw 7 gateways being unpowered completely.
Yeah, so the crazy thing here is I don't actually know how Protoss fares against carriers because I don't think I've ever seen it before.
Right.
So I mean, he's not going to be able to build any runes to defend anymore, and I think Red may actually just die.
They're going after. I think he's going to go after those Nexus now. We do see the 1 o'clock position. Zealots of Dragoons destroying the Brown Boom base.
Yeah, so the problem here is Blue actually tried to push into Napoleon's main base there, but because of the
there's drop
tanks,
incoming. There's a huge drop incoming to the Blue Zerg base. I see 6 drop spots.
Marine medic. I'll be watching StarCraft 2 right about now.
And there we go.
Yeah,
there's a drop.
That's crazy.
Where's the Hydralisk army?
Blow. I'm not sure they can do anything against the carriers mixed with this bio drop as well. If you look at all the Scourge, he's morphing owner. If you look at all the eggs,
he's only going for Scourge right now.
So he has no defense against this Marine medic. He's going to lose all his
tech
structures. He's going to lose his hive as well. He doesn't have any tech anymore.
And there's a Scourge, but they're all getting sniped 1 by 1. Hydralisks are coming into the defense, but they're not. It's not enough. There's a lot of Marine medics here. The hive goes down for the Blue Zerg. Now behind tech. And those carries doing a lot of damage. Sniping that Nexus, now going for the natural Nexus.
The cannon's doing the best they can against the interceptors, but they're not going to help.
It will not be effective against those carriers.
So one other thing Napoleon did, which is great, is he actually took some vultures, ran past all of his base, and oh my god,
there goes the Scourge going into the air.
Oh no, the Scourge went into the Corsairs, and the ones that didn't actually die to the Corsairs.
And I believe none of the carriers died out here. They all survived.
GG.
And there's the GG!
Wow.
From the red and blue Zergs. Team Momo GGing it out, giving the final ace match to the Twin Towers of Zenital Postmodern Practicality. You say it.
Okay. So the final game and the set goes to the Twin Towers of Zenital Postmodern Practicality. Boom.
Yeah, boom. There we go. Leading.
RulzBoooM even.
Leading the victory with 3-2.
As someone put in the chat, well they didn't, but they